Thank you. Dave, since Jonna called off today, we're going to have you as vice chair will be actually chairing tonight's meeting.
And actually, Ben Timpton is here.
Oh, he is. Oh, great.
Yes.
Well, that's great. Now we have
Oh, I see he popped up.
Heather did bring the flag for the pledge. I can hold it if you after we do the call to order. Dave can do the call to order. I guess we're gonna do.
All right,
Ready?
go.
I
Pledge allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
And to the republic
Republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That doesn't work well, but we did it.
We might have to.
No, Zoom didn't know what to do with all that. I tried to have the scout oath the other night at a scout meeting and it was a disaster.
Okay. Had the pledge. Now we need the roll call.
Hello, Mr. Tipton.
Hello,
Staying
everyone.
well, I hope.
Where is a Tipton? There's a Tipton.
He's over there.
Yep,
There he is.
I had to click over to him.
There he is.
Okay. Want to do the roll call? Anyone?
Whom will
Benjamin
you,
Tipton.
Do you want me to just call out names
Yeah, that.
and you guys can say here?
Just so it's on the record, and maybe they could answer with their, yeah, with just here.
you want us just to say our names loudly? Will that come through?
Either way is fine.
All right, Dave Mail,
Tim Starr.
Paul Salmon,
Tim Starr.
Benjamin.
Benjamin's mic's out. There we go.
Benjamin Tipton's here.
Thank you. Thank you all. Eric, are you going to do the full preamble? Because I don't know if they have that in front of them.
I will gladly do the full preamble.
Thank you.
If you have the minutes, it's in the minutes.
yes, it is.
Before we do that, do we want to get a motion for Jonna?
I will so move to excuse Jonna because I saw the email.
Right. We all saw his email. Yes, I second that to excuse him.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Variance requests will be considered in the order that they appear on the agenda. Each variance applicant or their representatives will first explain the request to the board and respond to board questions. The board will then hear statements from persons supporting the variance, followed by statements from those persons opposing the variance. All persons making statements will do so under oath and shall state their name and address for the record. Their testimony shall be directed to the board and not to the audience. If a member of the audience wishes to ask a question of one of the speakers, he or she shall first be recognized by the chair of the board and direct the question to the chair. The chair will then direct the question to the appropriate witness. This will allow the meeting to be conducted in an orderly manner. If written statements have been provided to the board, they will be included in the record of this meeting. At the chair's discretion, they may be read into the record during the meeting. After all testimony has been taken, the board will discuss and review the request. Generally, the Board of Zoning Appeals will decide to approve or deny each requested variance at the meeting that hears the testimony. Some decisions may be continued for further review. In every instance where the board grants or recommends a variance, there must be a finding by the board that 1, the strict application of the provisions of the zoning code would result in practical difficulties or unnecessary hardship inconsistent with the general purpose and intent of the zoning ordinance. 2, there are exceptional or extraordinary circumstances or conditions applying to the property involved or to the intended use or development of the property that do not apply generally to other properties or uses within the same zoning district. And 3, the granting of such variance will not be of substantial detriment to the public interest or to adjacent property owners, or improvements in such district in which the variance is sought will not materially impair the purpose of the zoning ordinance. The Board of Zoning Appeals operates according to provisions of the Kent City Zoning Code, which provides for the establishment of the board. Members of the board, Kent citizens serving without pay, visit sites and hear evidence both pro and con at public meetings before carefully and conscientiously rendering a decision. After a decision has been made, the case is closed for the board, as there is no provision in the code for the board to reopen a case. If the petitioner disagrees with the findings of the board, there are only 2 proper procedures. One is to resubmit a revision of the request that is more compatible with the code, and the second is to institute legal proceedings in the common pleas court. If the witnesses who are going to be testifying, if you please raise your right hand. Deanna, it'll be
That's you,
yes?
Deanna. And Rick.
And Rick, somewhere?
Yep, there he is.
Okay. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give before the Board of Zoning Appeals shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Deanna?
I do.
Rick?
I affirm that I will tell the truth.
Thank you.
Good.
I'm sorry, I'm a pastor. I get funky.
No, I completely understand that answer. It works for me, works for the court. That's all I need.
Then they're done then.
Ben, I think you are vice chair. Is that right?
I think it's Dave.
Oh, Dave,
David.
I apologize. I stepped on your feet. I'll let you run the meeting now.
I think it's Dave. But Eric, after the first case is called, are you going to reference the letters and the status on those first?
Yes.
cases? Thank you.
Well, I'll just call the case if that's okay.
Works for me.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So the first matter is old business. BZ 20-005, A&H Investment Holding LLC at 318 East Summon Street. The applicant is appealing the Community Development Department's decision to deny a certificate of non-conforming use to allow 3 unrelated residents in 2 units of the main structure. This case, as well as BZ 006, BZ 007, BZ 008, BZ 009, all various requests, all being made by Hauk Holdings or related companies, all represented by the same attorney. The attorney filed or made a request. He did not want to have his hearing conducted by remote. He wanted to have it in person. He believed that it was essential because his cases relied upon the believability, credibility of his witnesses. So he wanted it to be in person. Based upon some of the court decisions that matter, we thought that request was reasonable, although we're doing the best we can to keep business moving in the meantime. And the city did acknowledge that they would support this request. We still need this to be officially granted by the members of the Board of Zoning Appeals. So I am hoping that somebody on the board will move to have this matter officially continued to the first meeting available after we can do in-person meetings.
I will be happy to do that. I move, all right, in reference to the letter we received, I move that items BZ 20-005, 006, 007, 008, and 009, in accordance with the letter to the Kent City and the answer thereto, signed by Eric Fink, be delayed until the first face-to-face meeting we have. Somebody want to second that?
I'll second it.
Thank you,
It's
Paul.
Paul.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Nobody against? All right, therefore, Susan, I presume that is now passed.
Yes.
All right. But we do have items. Wait a minute. Benjamin, aren't you running this thing or am I running this thing? You're the head of this, aren't you?
No,
Honest ahead, you're the assistant.
Yeah, you're the vice chair.
Oh, okay, well,
I'm the
let's-
secretary, so I'd be third up if we needed
oh,
that.
well, you get a pencil out of it, all right.
Okay. I got a
Um,
pencil, see?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, you're up, Dave.
Okay, I guess the first item of new business then is BZ 20-013. Deanna and Christopher Cooley of 1257 Overlook Drive, requesting a 17-foot variance from the 45-foot minimum rear yard setback to allow an addition to be constructed 28 feet from the rear property line. This is a variance to section 1131.04 subparagraph Bravo. Is there anybody here to speak to this?
Yes, I'm
Can I
here.
interrupt for just for a second? I'm sorry. It should be 1257 Overbrook, Brook, not Overlook. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay, yes,
That
it
was
is
my mistake.
Overbrook, as a matter. I went to Overbrook and that's why I couldn't find it Overlook, all right?
My apologies. Go ahead, Deanna.
I'm here.
All right, go ahead, Deanna. Yep.
I'm just requesting a variance. We are looking to put an addition on our back. We had an existing deck that was 12 by 14. So we're looking, was it 12 by, I'm sorry. So we're looking for a variance to extend. We're going to put a deck on also, but we're also going to put a dining room on where the existing deck was, and it's going to be 2 feet bigger than what we had prior to.
Okay. Any questions from anybody? All right, none. Is there anybody else here who would like to speak for this zoning request?
No, I don't. It's just me and my husband.
Well,
The,
yeah, nobody else has
Other-
signed in.
Other public comment?
And is there anybody who would like to speak against this zoning request? And you and your husband probably don't. Okay. Then public comment on this is now closed. I guess you can hear me. Somehow I've lost the picture on my machine here, but
I
that's all.
can see you.
Can
We
you?
can see you.
All right.
Yes, I can.
I can't see anything else, so let's see what. Yeah,
I'm a
I just
goat.
I'm just back to a thing that says save file, but that's all right. I don't need to see myself. All right. Board of Zoning Appeals, any comment on this from Paul, anybody?
Well, I went
Benjamin?
out, and looked at it, and it's city property behind,
Mhm.
which would be the property that would be impacted. And it appears like it's just an open field. There's nothing
Yeah.
back there.
Right,
It's a water retention pond, water retention pond, I believe. And then there's a city variance to the other side of me also.
Okay. And it doesn't look to be really much more intrusive aesthetically than the deck was, looking at the photographs we have.
Just a tinge bit bigger, 2 foot bigger.
Pardon?
It's 2 foot bigger than what the
Okay.
existing deck was.
right.
Yeah,
Just
if
out
I-
of curiosity, is this going to be on the same level as the upper level of your house? Is this going to
Correct.
be up on stilts, or are you going to also increase
gonna
the
actually
side of
be-
your?
Both levels, it's gonna go all the way down.
All
Okay,
right,
so
It'll be-
you're gonna have a
Underneath will be a
base-
storage.
okay,
So you're gonna put a basement under it then, basically.
Our house is a bi-level, so
Yeah.
that side of it will be 2.
right. I
2-story.
mean, that has nothing to do with your zoning variance. I just wondered because of the way it was shaped. Okay, anybody else? Benjamin, you got any questions?
No, my only one was about the multi-structure. And so the existing deck was part of the original construction? That was part of the original house?
Correct. Yes, it was on when we bought the house.
Right, and how long ago did you take it down?
About a month ago.
Okay.
Okay,
Was
was the deck built with the variance when they built the house? Or did the house be built before the zoning code in 1972?
I actually don't know. The house was they were together when we bought it, so I have no idea what had happened or transpired before us purchasing it. So I can't answer them, I'm sorry.
Anybody else have anything they want to add to this? All right, anybody want to make a motion to this?
Well, I'll just make note before somebody makes a motion that in the staff report, there was something stated about it being a multi-lot property.
Yeah, I saw that too.
So, and there was the recommendation that there be a condition added that the lots be consolidated.
I'm sorry, you broke out a condition that what, Ben?
That the lots be consolidated.
It's on split, it's house sitting in the
Yeah.
middle of two lots.
Right, it's on 2 lots.
No, Eric, can that be done with one motion or should we do 2 motions?
Is that you would just make the motion subject to that condition. So one motion is all that's necessary.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I'll
May
move.
I ask another question?
Oh, go ahead, Ben.
May I ask another one? But just procedural. So, we just went through the motions of public comment, but is the public able to participate? Like, is there a format so that the public can join into these meetings?
They're told to send comments to Heather, and if we had received any, they'd be read into the record. They also can watch this up through YouTube, but they're in the ad told that they can send comments and questions to us.
Okay, excellent. And
Excellent.
nothing has
I
been
didn't-
submitted.
No, I didn't get anything from anyone.
And the clerk of council, Amy, I haven't received anything either.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I do have a sign in my front yard with a phone number if anybody wanted to call and say something.
Yeah, I put that there.
Well, and I'll make the comment again, Deanna, as I felt like I was skulking when I was out looking at your house the other day. But it looked real nice. It looks like what you're going to do is going to be real nice.
Thank
Right,
you.
and because it's on the back and close to the city property, I don't think it's obtrusive to anybody. Tim, you got anything to add?
No.
All right, good. Does anybody, Ben, you want to go ahead and make a motion then, or?
I'll let Paul do that. He seemed eager.
All right, I'll do it. Let me see if I can pull this off the scene. Okay. In case BZ 20-013, Deanna and Christopher Cooley, 1257 Overbrook Drive. I move to, I move to approve the 17-foot variance from the 45-foot minimum rear yard setback requirement to allow an addition to be constructed 28 feet from the rear property. This is variance to section 1131.04 paragraph B. This variance will be added on the condition that the 2 lots will be consolidated.
Thank you.
Is that okay, Eric?
Yes.
Good.
Okay, second?
I second that.
All right. Let's vote.
Benjamin
Paul?
says yes.
Paul says yes.
Tim
Tim?
Sar, Tim says yes.
Ben says yes, Dave Mail says yes. So it is approved.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, you're welcome to stay or go, whatever is your
Right.
choice.
Can I ask one stupid question?
Sure.
The consolidation, what do I need to do to get that taken care of? Or is that going to be taken care of on your guys' end?
You actually initiate that, but you can talk to Jen Barone and Heather here in the development department, and they'll tell you what you need to do. You're gonna need to initiate that on your end, but it gets finalized in our department.
Cool.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so very much. You guys are awesome. You rock.
You're
Thank you. Have a great night.
Good night.
You too.
Good night. All right, the next item of business is BZ 20-014. Rick McKee of 414 Bowman Drive requests a 3.67 foot variance from the 10-foot minimum side yard setback requirement to allow an addition to be constructed 6 1/3 feet from the side property line. Variance from the zoning code 1131.04C. Is there anybody here to speak to this?
Yes, sir. Rick McKee.
I thought you might. All right. Why don't you tell us what you want to do and why?
Sure thing. Well, first of all, thanks to you guys for your service to our city. Did I pick up you guys do this for no pay?
Yes, that's
Okay,
correct.
that makes each
We
one
indeed
of
are.
you are all masochists, and I don't get it, but
That's right.
God bless you people. As a pastor, I know the value of volunteers, so thanks for doing it.
You're welcome.
Here's the thing. So I have a motorcycle. We've lived in this house for about 20 years, and I'm about to turn 50. We'd like to retire here and stay here. But the house has one small garage that goes to my wife. That keeps everyone happy as she's out of the snow and rain. So
I know how that works.
I'd like to garage my bike, but there's just not room for it. So what I'd like to do is build a small shed on the side of the garage where I could store the bike. Right now, what do I have to do during winter? I have to store it off site in Ravenna. Even during season, I'm covering it, uncovering it, as well as you can't cover it when it's warm. It's very difficult. So this is a way I feel like I can continue, like we can stay here happily. And so I'd like to build a shed. Now, if you look at the neighborhood, they all have fairly skinny side yards. Between mine and Teresa's next door is one of the more generous side yards. But to build a 5-foot shed, I'd break into that 10-foot by 3 foot and change. And so I'm asking you guys respectfully if I could have a variance to be able to build that shed.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Any comment from anyone on the board?
No, sir.
Okay, when I went by there today, actually I've been by there twice. It looks like that shed will line up with the already paved area in the driveway, which will be good. Which means I presume you're gonna remove the wall and just go ahead and pave under it. It will not, as far as I can see, it doesn't encroach visually that much on your neighbor, although it will be, in addition to the side of your garage. Presumably it will stop before the garage door in the back. You have a
Yes.
side door into your garage. It won't be that deep, right?
No, I'm proposing a 5 by 12. So I imagine the front of the shed will be flush with the front of the garage with the bay door there. As far as it going along the side of the garage towards the back of the house, it would stop well short of that man door on the side.
Mhm. Okay.
What kind of door are you installing on the front? Have you figured out a 5-foot door or?
Yes, Mr. Tipton, I'm imagining it is a 5-foot door that the front swings open. I'm trying to keep that front door as generous as possible so that I get plenty of clearance to easily get a bike in and out without widening it unnecessarily. I mean, I can build it 8 foot wide, but then that's just ridiculous and unnecessary. So I imagine the door will be pretty much the width of the front.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, and all my other questions were answered by your really nice infographic that was in the packet. So that was helpful, shed roof, etc. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Paul, you got anything?
No, I think all my questions have been answered. It's minimal to meet a need. Obviously, some of the special issues. The lots are narrow down there anyhow. And I think that Mr. McKee has been considerate of the neighborhood and the aesthetics of the house.
Yeah.
And I was down there also, looks like a very well kept. And by the way, I have to say this, we appreciate that you came and asked first before you built it.
Right.
Well, you know, there are, yeah, and I even had neighbors say, just go ahead and do it. And
Mm-mm.
not only is that disrespectful to you all, but as a pastor, when I get nailed for that, that's just not good. Like, that's
No, you're held to a higher standard.
exactly.
That's right. And have to answer to a higher authority.
Right.
Okay, no other questions? All right, is there anybody who would like to speak in favor of this variance who was linked into this thing? All right, is there anybody who would like to speak against it? All right, public comment is closed. Comment amongst the board now will concern. Tim or anybody, you have anything? All right.
Well, I'll jump in that I think the structure is as diminutive as possible.
Yeah.
The constraints, I feel like the applicant has appropriately addressed other siting on the property for the situation at hand. You know, the motorcycle, the rear yard was spoken to. Many of the considerations that we often have in trying to reduce the size of this kind of variance, especially forward-facing in neighborhoods, I think has been addressed by the applicant. So I need not discuss that any further. And I'm supportive of how relatively small it is, and considering the lot and some of the other homes in the neighborhood.
Thank you. Yeah, I fully concur with all of that. Paul, got anything else?
Nope, no, sir.
All right. Tim, you happy? All right. All right. Anybody want to make a motion? I can't because I'm running this.
You can't, you're not on the committee, Rick.
I'll move.
All right.
In case number BZ 20-014, Rick McKee, owner of the property located at 414 Bowman Drive. I move to grant the applicant's request for a 3.67 foot variance from the 10-foot minimum side yard setback to allow an addition to be constructed 6.33 feet from the side property line.
Okay. A variance to section 1131.04C of the Kent City zoning code.
Bingo, what he said.
Yeah. All right. Second?
I'll second that.
All right. Vote. Tim?
Yes.
Benjamin?
Yes.
All right. I vote yes.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
yes.
Here's Paul. Okay, Paul, there you go. Yes. And I vote yes. That's 4 yeses. And we're out of people to vote, so that's good. All right. That concludes the new business. You've got your shed. Go get your hammer.
All right. Thank you all very much. I'm grateful.
And enjoy your
Yep.
bike. You might get a chance to ride it soon.
Right.
Not today.
Okay.
No, not
Um,
today.
Thanks, Rick.
Thank you.
Now,
Thanks, Rick.
we have meeting minutes from March 16th, but Jonah is on these, so we can't approve them till he shows up, right, Eric?
Oh, you've got to have.
No, you haven't.
Approve it today.
Pardon?
Three.
You have 3 votes. You could still approve them if,
I can't vote. I wasn't there.
I know, but
Right.
Tim, Dave, and Benjamin were, so those
Yeah.
put on the minutes.
Right, okay.
Yeah, those 3 can, okay.
All right. For the minutes, to approve the minutes of the Board of Zoning Appeals Public Hearing and Business Meeting on March 16th, 2020. Does anybody want to request that we approve those?
Does anybody have any changes?
Or anybody have any changes?
I do
Okay.
not have those, and I'll move to accept the minutes from March 16th, 2020, meeting of the Board of Zoning Appeals, City of Kent.
I'll second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
No opposed? All right, thank you. They are approved. That puts them in.
Okay, now, we already approved John's absence, didn't we?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But we could do it again to make him feel good.
Well, the reason I missed last meeting, we totaled my wife's car, but we survived it.
Well, that,
Relatively minor injuries.
was it someone else's fault, I hope?
Oh, absolutely. Guy turns left in front of me. I looked up, sure, I thought, oh, excuse me, bad word. There's a blue car right in front of us, about 10 feet away, and we hit it going 50 miles an hour.
That will bend the sheet metal.
It took the front end almost up to the windshield, but I also have to say that the vehicle protected us.
Well, that's what crumple zones are for. Sadly, they're
his
not
job.
good for cars.
And I think the other guy wasn't injured, but not horribly injured. Fortunately, we hit the passenger side of his car.
Hmm.
Might be a better discussion for once the meeting is adjourned, because we're.
Yes, I am going to
You're
do that
done.
now. All right.
Any other business?
Any other business
Eric?
for this? Old
Eric?
business, new?
Not from my-
No, okay.
May I ask a question?
Yes,
Going back to the letter from A&H and Houch, et cetera, so they're waiting until the next in-person meeting. Just knowing the university, we're not going to have any in-person meetings through the calendar year. So that seems like a long way off. What's the city thinking about
Oh,
in-person
good
meetings?
question.
Eric,
Typically, are we pushing this decision off?
Eric, you want me to take this one?
Oh, either way, fine, yeah.
Basically, the commission and the BZA, Planning Commission and BZA will follow what county council, or I'm sorry, city council does. Right now, they are planning to do remote meetings at least through, I believe, June, and then they're going to evaluate. So at the point, whether that's July, August, September, whenever that
Yep.
is, that they convene, we will then be using that same space and running the meeting the same way. Now, that being said, we have to ensure that social distancing can be met. So if there was a large turnout for a certain number of cases, we may have to control how people come in or break up the cases into different meetings.
Yep.
But we are going to be convening at some point this year. We would not be waiting as long as the university is.
Okay.
all right, thank you.
Thank you, Benjamin.
Yeah, that's a good question. And I guess those guys are willing to stand by until we do that.
Yeah,
All
they
right.
made the decision. I
Just-
will move
Anybody?
to- Go
Hmm?
ahead, Dave. Go ahead, David.
Go ahead, me what? I'm waiting for somebody to recommend we
Oh, I
adjourn.
was getting ready to move. I recommend we adjourn the
All right.
May 18th meeting of the Kent City Board of Zoning Appeals.
Thank you. Anybody against that? All right, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.